Well, we sort of met, as most quilty people do, on Instagram, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I think that because when I have collections coming out, I have a certain amount of sampling that I can, give out to people.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
I'd
Yes.
love to give Chris some, to use in his. So that's, I think that's how
It
we met. I
is.
think I approached you.
You absolutely did, and I was blown away because I'd always liked your work. And then you messaged me one day saying, would I like some scraps? And I was like, yeah, of course I would. What a crazy question. And ever since then, I've always liked your work and the colours and everything. And then, from my perspective, I suppose a couple of years ago I did my Aurifil street art collection, and I wanted to do another one. And I thought you'd be the perfect person to do like a collab with, because although our work is very different, I still got a lot. I really like your work, so it was a natural thing for me.
Yeah, no, totally. So. And I just love, Chris is sort of he's a real dynamo, I think. And, you're sort of quite prolific, aren't you?
Well, some of the time.
I love the fact, you for instance, one of your quilts, you were in a skate park and you had it draped across the skate park on top of the graffiti. And I just thought, oh my God, that's so cool. And it's just coming at it from a different angle, just a bit unusual. And
And so then for the collaboration, we swapped some fabric because I'd got into printing some of my own fabric, which is my background a long time ago anyway. And so I'd printed some, and I thought what we could do is, because I like the idea of contrast in my quilts, and I think that's what's important in artwork and everything, in cooking and everything, life really. And I just thought having the black and white against the colourful detailed stuff of yours would look good. And I love how it looks. I love how it looks on what you've done. I like this cushion. And then I think the thread collection brings it together. The bright colours, the black and white, variegated, help pull it all together.
Totally.
And that was the kind of thing. And I love the design that you came up with for the box. I think it's really striking.
Well, sort of a mutual.
Yeah, but it's
thing.
cool. It's
I just said, well, because we were talking, weren't we, about the fact that there isn't a window in the box. So how can we, without having the threads kind of out on display?
Yeah, we wanted to convey the colours, didn't we?
So it's just a simple idea. Just put the colours in a stripe. It's nice and clean. And my husband, who works in advertising and stuff, he's saying you need to keep it really. You want to get the message. He said just keep it clean and simple.
Yeah.
So I do, I'm quite interested in what he has to say. He'll be pleased to hear.
Has he seen this? Does he like it?
Yeah, totally.
Oh, brilliant. That's good.
So, and then we've got our little photos.
Yeah, I'm looking on the
back. So, and you can see them.
Yes,
here.
I think they look amazing.
Yeah, and I love, because I'm not, this is the first quilt that I've made, so I'm not a professional quilter. I like playing around, making sort of cushions.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, I don't know, just simple things, but I really love cantha stitch and, running stitch.
The big stitches,
I love the sort of three-dimensional quality it brings to, and I like that kind of slightly rough, handmade sort of finish to things.
Yeah.
Rather than it being super perfect.
Yeah, and that's
just quite convenient actually.
Absolutely, that's why we chose the 12 weight. If I'm taking the time to do these stitches, I want people to see them.
Yeah, definitely.
They are part of it to me, and they add that extra layer, and it just gives it a bit more depth and more interesting texture, I think.
Definitely.
So yeah.
And also because we're both into quite sort of full-on colour. Obviously, you need something that's going to stand out, but also. At the same time, I really like it on a neutral ground.
Yeah, it works.
Nice pops of colour. But I think it's been really well received today, hasn't it?
It seems so. People like it, which is amazing.
So, and of course, that was definitely Chris's influence. But that's perfect. I mean,
it works, doesn't it? Across colours and really, on the black and white.
Yeah, totally. So that's how it came together.